And if we ask the stars what they mean, what would they say back to us? Welcome! You want to go on a card journey today? Give me some of your time, and I'll give you some of your story. Well, let's see what the cards say. Hey there, Gemini. Welcome to Koi Plays Tarot. My name is Koi, and I'm going to be your tarot card reader for today. Some quick announcements. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit the notification bell. That way, when things get uploaded, we can see what the stars are trying to say to you. Also, as a little insider, individual reads are now back and reopened. So if you're interested in getting a one-on-one read with me, the links are on the main channel or in the description in the bio, or you can message or email me directly, and we'll set that up, yeah? So what are we looking at in your read today, Gemini? This is going to be your one-to-one for the month of January. Earlier, we did the first and last and also your career reads. Things have been looking interesting for all the sign collectives. Is definitely signs of a new year, especially getting out of the the full moon phase that happened earlier on this week. So yeah, now it's time to do the one-to-ones. One-to-ones is a style of reading that I do that examines the relational dynamic between point A and point B. What's going on between these two people? So two major caveats to this style of reading. The first, while it tends to get labeled as love reads a lot, mainly due to the level of intensity that happens between two people, it's not always lovely, and that's why I don't use that label, right? We talk about everything at this table, and it will not always be rainbows and sunshine. I promise, but we will get through it. That's the first. The second, it ain't always got to be about love. It could be a family member, coworker, a friend, or somebody you just met and trying to figure out what's going on in that connection. This is what's the most prevalent relationship between you and that person right now. So as a preamble to the read, take what resonates, leave what doesn't, but don't always be so willing to reverse. At times, even if it gets difficult, Gemini, understand that I, as your tarot card reader, I'm not here to purposefully misguide you or mislead you. That's really not why I do what I do or put the level of work that I do into the channel. It's meant so that when we lay all our cards out on the table, good or bad, come rain or sunshine, we talk about it. We have that conversation. Because at the end of the day, that's what you do with cards. You talk about them. So follow along with me in your read today, Gemini. Your one-to-one for the month of January. And yeah, let's see what the cards say. You're going to be over here. Person's going to be over there. Show us the cards that we need to see, please, for Gemini in this read. What's going on between Gemini and their person within this read today? Ooh, crisp. I like that. So let's see what's going on your side. Okay. That is a good statement to start off with. The world, the highest even of the major arcana. The fan of the opening and closing. What side are we on? Ace of Pentacles. Okay. Someone seeks new opportunity with you, and it doesn't exactly tell me what's going on, but I know what's going on their side, right? Does it tell me, because the reason I'm having this reaction right now, Gemini, is that the world, it's one of the most closed and shut cards because quite literally it represents the closing of chapters and the beginning of new journeys, right? An ending wrapped into a beginning. What side of the fence you're on in regards to this person, while they're seeing new opportunity, you're seeing either A, we have a new journey laid out together, or B, absolutely not. So we'll see how that plays out, but it is definitely going to be a definitive landmark for where you and this person are headed. So now that we got two parties on the table, let's look at the fronts and backs. Fronts being what's being directly communicated between these two people. Backs being what's being left to the wayside or left out. Show us the cards that we need to see, please, for Gemini in this one-to-one read. Define their fronts and backs. Ooh, nice. However, they're at the table, so I can't take. Show us the cards that we need to see, please, for Gemini in their one-to-one read today. Okay. Queen of Swords. Okay. Knowledge is the key here. What we know is what we know. What's being directly communicated. The Queen of Wands is a desire to embrace it. Okay. Still doesn't tell me what exactly the truth is, but you're trying to be at least approaching it with the most earnest and open heart on their end. Nine of Swords, anxieties and nightmares and fears. What is that coupled with? The Three of Pentacles. So you're not picking up what they're putting down. Got it. Whatever gives you peace, Gemini, I want you to prioritize that first and foremost. You said, hey, I know what's going on here, and I'm really trying to embrace your story, whatever you're trying to tell me to be the right thing. However, I know you because I know us. I'm leaning more towards the idea that you're trying to end something with somebody, whereas on their end, they're saying, come on, we're still good with each other, right? Like trying to guess how much value they have in your life. And that Nine of Swords coming out is coming more for a space of desperation, which is contradictory towards the Three of Pentacles in this dynamic, because Three of Pentacles in a one-to-one read more often than not represents a strong bond of a workable relationship dynamic, i.e. a friendship, an acquaintanceship, or something that we could work on. The reason I'm saying that is because if all they're communicating to you is that they want a new shot with you, the Ace of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles, we're friends, right? We really are. It wouldn't come from a space of anxiety and desperation, right? So it's like they're fishing for their place in your life, whereas you're just trying to say, let's end it on good terms. At least that's the impression I'm getting from you so far, Gemini. Because the two queens right next to each other, one of fire, one of air. The one that's being communicated is, I'm trying to do what's best with both of us. I really want to embrace what's right here, not just what, gives one party security and the other party anxiety. So I work off of the knowledge that I have. And that's why I'm not budging. So the reason I open up with the world, I got life to do. What happens between us? Maybe we've written enough in that chapter, but we'll see. Positions, reveal individual positions between Gemini and their person within this read. Show us the cards that we need to see, please. Define the individual positions between Gemini and their person within this read today. Again, didn't hit the table, so I can't take it. Show us the cards that we need to see, please. Individual positions between Gemini and their person for this one-to-one read. On your end. Ooh, interesting. Emperor, the card of Aries. I made a decision. I'm sticking by it. On their end. Eight of Wands, direct communication. Yeah, it's your intentionality to say that, but it's not coming from the right place. Because again, they're still fishing for their place within your heart, their place within your world. And you're saying, let bygones be bygones, but I'm not going to try for this dynamic anymore. So I'm looking at Gemini who, if I'm getting the vibe correctly, you're saying, nice gesture, let's end it while it's good. I can respect that. Underneath it all, Seven of Wands, guarded. Defensive towards the nature, defensive towards the truth, and defensive on both ends. You're not letting them back in. They're not admitting the truth to themselves. It's not functional anymore. I'm good. Let's let it be. I'm good. Okay? So now that we have two individual parties on this table, one looking at the other and vice versa, 1-2-1. Let's see what's shared down the middle between you and your person, Gemini. Show us cards that we need to see, please, between Gemini and their person. What is the bridging gap that is held down the middle between these two? What cards we need to see, please, between Gemini and their person in this read today? Down the middle. Devil, the card of Capricorn. Good to pull it because we are rounding out Capricorn season as we speak. Yeah, it's not the nice thing to say, but it still has to be said because brutal honesty is still honesty, right? It's not workable. Like, I've not seen really good competitive energy here. I just seen on your end, No, I'm not budging from this. We had that chapter in my life. I'm moving on their end, but I still want to be as part of your story. And it's not compatible. Both parties need to admit to themselves where they actually stand. King of Wands, trying to do the best with what we got. But in order for that to happen, the truth must be laid out. Lovers, card of Gemini. Well, interesting, that's what's shared. And again, there was an intimate partner bond at some point between you and this person, but I read that more as you, Gemini. When we talk about what's shared in between, you pick me and I pick me. You see how that's not compatible still, right? Because when the Lovers is pulled in your read in particular, because this is your representative card, I need to see more than just this, right? It could just be you. But the fact that you're coming up in a bridge of conflict means that both parties are still picking the same thing. They're picking you out of desperation. You're picking you out of self-preservation. How does this work? Four of Swords, being comfortable and relaxed in our choice. Five of Cups, pain, sorrow, and sadness. Yeah, maybe that is just where we stand underneath it all. Two of Pentacles, trying to make it balance out, trying to do right finally. And even if we're juggling, we're still in motion. Okay, define the major arcana strewn across the table for Gemini and their read. We first start with the World. Definitively, why are we trying to close this chapter out? Show us the cards that we need to see, please, for Gemini and their one-to-one read today. To the World, Page of Wands. Is it the strongest form of optimism? No, but is it optimism nonetheless? Yes. You want to close this out. We don't want to budge. Let's let the past be the past. Why the Emperor? Ten of Pentacles. Because I got to choose the rest of my life that's ahead of me instead of trying to constantly reopen and repeat this chapter with you. Yep, sounds about right. To the Devil, the card of Capricorn. The Emperor. Are we making a decision that we hate, or are we making what's honest to goodness the best decision, even if we don't like it? And to the Lovers, Ten of Wands, the burden of what is carried. I'm moving on. And yeah, I hope you can eventually too. Resolution, show cards resolution for Gemini in this read. What is held in space resolution for Gemini in their read today? Show us resolution for Gemini in their read today. Okay, so in resolution, Seven of Swords, right? All is not as it appears to be on the surface. It doesn't mean that you're coming from an absolutely heartless space. In fact, Gemini, this is the most loving thing that you can offer them. Peace and letting the story end between you two. And on their end, yeah, there's no guarantee that just because you're anxious about not having me there, that anything will be done right or fixed between us now. Also, Nine of Cups, our own self-fulfillment. Here, the fulfillment being having place in your life still, your fulfillment being closing out that chapter completely. Let me work on me now. Underneath it all in Judgment. Here, divine timing and intervention. Are we listening to the signs around us? Will we actually follow through with this and finally end what could not be salvaged? Here's what I see in your read today, Gemini. Definitively, you are saying between you and another party that we are not going to repeat this between each other. I have way too much of life left to live and things to look forward to. We had to call a spade and call it quits somewhere. And on their end, well, the new opportunities that present themselves, they want to be in your life, but for the sake of being in your life, right? I'm not really getting much else besides that. Not getting any work done, not getting a lot much else besides, hey, do I still hold value with you? And so down the middle, what is shared is that, yeah, we don't like the decision that has to be made. It doesn't make a difference about what needs to be done. You're moving on, Gemini. And yes, it is tough, but you're trying to see what does that new chapter, that new journey truly have to provide when I'm not afraid of walking away. That's why I seen you read today. I hope this conversation helps. And yeah, it's tough, but once you make that first step, it's gonna be easier to make the second. Keep going. I'll see you around, okay? Take care.